Good afternoon, my impatients. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to talk and engage with all of you. I'm ready to talk to my impatients. I hope you will come joining. I hope you will come engaging. So, interestingly enough, it's October 14th, and I think it's the first day I'm wearing a sweater. It's the first day I'm wearing a sweater. This year, I guess I was wearing it in January, but it's the first day I'm wearing a sweater. You know, it's the fall and the weather's cooling down, so I'm fine. I'm finally wearing sweaters again, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know. Okay, I'm going to share with you today the artwork that I created today in art class. And I hope you will like it. I hope you will enjoy it. The first one, this is a painting that I did. I did this on a canvas. It's actually a camera phone photograph of the painting I did because it's my name for the art show. Andrew Koloski. You know. I think it's pretty interesting. It reminds me. It's colorful. Spent a lot of time on it. What do you guys think? Any comments, questions, impressions? So it's just good color. Yeah, definitely colorful. Definitely colorful. You gotta give it that. Yeah, definitely a colorful painting. The next one. I say to Dr. Natural, something you may not realize. I have excellent mentalizing ability. I can sense who is a kind person and who is not. I have good intuition. I know who is a phony and who is genuine. And Dr. Natural says, they say animals can sense who is kind and who is a monster behind their mask. I say, I tend to question people's intentions, but I'm like an animal and can really read people. This one really just talks about my mentalizing and intuition ability. There's really not a lot to it. The next one, I ask Dr. Natural, can someone communicate and tell me what the secrets are? Say it to my face in a difficult conversation. Don't thought broadcast your ideas of reference. And Dr. Natural says, there is good and bad news. The good news is everything is face value. The bad news is you're delusional and it's schizoaffective disorder. And that's basically the artwork that I created today in art class. I hope some people. So he says, your art sucks. Well, Splurge Lord, even if you don't like my art, well, I mean, what are you going to do? It's mental health related drawings. Why are you here if you're just here to criticize me, you know? Why are you here just to criticize me, Splurge Lord? Why are you here just to criticize me? All right. So we got 7 people and 4 minutes in and 7 people. That's actually a pretty big number. That's pretty big. It's pretty huge. Pretty huge. I tend to question people's intentions. I have excellent mentalizing ability. I have excellent intuition. You know, some repair guy says, find yourself a nice old lady that will take care of you and cook for you. Yeah, no. I definitely on these dating apps have set the age range from 50 to 99 years old. I'm 38 years old. Trying to find a wealthy older woman who will take care of me, that's for sure. I mean, obviously, would it be cool to get a woman in her 20s? Yeah, but I don't think a lady in her 20s will want to take care of you like you're a, I don't know, like you're a disabled, man child. Mm-mm-mm. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. I tend to question people's intentions. I tend to question people's intentions. I really got to get a haircut badly. I look like a 1960s hippie. I look like one of these rockers from the 1960s. And I don't want to look like that. You know what I mean? You feel me? You feel me? We got TB in the house. Hey, TB, how art thou? How art thou, TB? How art thou? Good to see you, my buddy. Good to see you. TB's a good TB's a good inpatient, that's for sure. He says, "I am sick. What do you have? COVID, the flu?" I know. I got a message from my PCP, my primary care physician. It says flu shots. I think it's flu season, you know, so you got to get your flu shot. He says, he's got something like COVID or the flu or the strep throat, or I hope you feel better. Yeah, it really is a nightmare. I was sick a few weeks ago. I had a bad sore throat. I think I might have had COVID, though the COVID test came back negative. Somebody says, autism juice. What is autism juice? I don't think I have autism. I know some people have theorized and speculated. I think my diagnosis is officially schizoaffective disorder, but hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know what I mean, dudes? Somebody says, how much Tylenol have you taken since birth? Well, this home has given me neurological damage and excruciating headaches, so I take quite a bit. You know, I get bad headaches. I get bad migraines, so I take quite a bit. So he says, was your mother a Tylenol addict? That could explain your schizoaffective disorder. That could explain your. I don't really know. Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. You know. Maybe she was. I think she's making gyros for dinner, which is going to be yummy. We got Iriana, Erie in the house. How art thou, Erie? How art thou? A TB says Barron Trump, was, obviously birthed with Tylenol. I don't know. I mean, obviously Donald Trump was older when he conceived Barron Trump. Some people say, obviously the older you get, the more likely. I mean, we're just assuming Barron Trump has autism. Maybe he doesn't. But, I know that there was theories, there was rumors, there was speculation that Barron Trump had autism. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not in the Trump family. I can't tell what he has. Some people suspect maybe. So he says 9:10. We got Tony in the house. Tony says, "Hey Andrew, love seeing you do stand up. Proud of you for that. Yeah, I got to practice. Maybe I could do a third week of stand up this week. Maybe I could do that. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, So he says, Andrew, you got to try Door County coffee. I would love. Yeah, I drink quite a bit of coffee, Erie. I drink quite a bit of coffee. So he says, is it possible you could create a joke with the punchline, Carly, go party? I guess I could. Kylie, go potty. We got 10 people. 10 people is a gigantic number. Erie asks, what has Andrew been up to? Well, I went to the art class today, which was fun. I did some artwork. I got my, I guess he's a social worker or a mental health counselor tomorrow. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Same old, you know. Same old, same old. TV says Andrew has given up on his singing career. It's a great loss. I still create songs, but I don't do it as frequently as I once did. Erie says, that's too bad, TV. I tend to question people's intentions. Tony says, Andrew's a jack of all trades. TV says, you're very prolific. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Neurological damage. I got neurological damage. Neurological damage. I got neurological damage. So he says, is Dave still banned? No, he's well on. I unbanned everybody. I think he appears from time to time. No, Dave can join if he'd like to. I hope Dave is doing okay, TV. I'm sure he is. I mean, you never know, but I'm sure he's doing A-okay. I'm sure he's doing fine. I slept the wrong way last night, and my neck is all stiff and hurts. It's like I got a real stiff neck today, so it's kind of annoying. I can't even turn my neck without it feeling in pain. Yeah, I got a stiff neck. I slept the wrong way. I think that's what it is. Maybe I have spinal damage. I doubt it, but maybe. You never know. I did a lot of running. Spinal damage. Dun, 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 dun. Spinal damage. Dun, 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 dun. Spinal damage. Dun, 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 dun. Spinal damage. Maybe not though. Maybe I just slept the wrong way. I tend to question people's intentions. I tend to question people's intentions. So Mrs. Does your back hurt? I'm a 38 years old, approaching 40 years old. Everything hurts. You know, my prostate hurts, my testicles hurt, my back hurts, my neck hurts, my legs hurt, my knees hurt. I'm like an old man, you know. Somebody says, you'll need a walker soon. Yeah, probably. Probably. I'm like an old man. Everything hurts. You know, I'm not like I was in my 20s. And so he says, I actually just went to a urologist and they checked my prostate. I do not have prostate cancer like my father. But so he says, maybe it's because you know, they just checked me. They did a PSA. Somebody says, dude, you look fit as hell. You look healthy. I wouldn't worry too much. Yeah, I still run. I still walk. My body hurts. That's for sure, Tony. That's for sure. My body definitely hurts. But I try. I try to exercise here. I try to no pain, no gain, whatever they say. Yeah. I mean, like in my 20s, I could run marathons daily. Now it's just like, if I sleep the wrong way, my neck hurts, you know? La 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 la. Erie says, I noticed your neck sticks out like a turtle. I think it's called tech neck. Maybe, maybe it's from using technology too much, or maybe it's from bad posture. Somebody says maybe you could get a mobility scooter. Yeah, maybe, guys, maybe. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know some people say I have the spotlight effect or spotlight syndrome, but like when I go to the gym, for example, or when I go to the art class, or when I go to the supermarket, I feel like everybody's focused on me. I feel like everybody's paying attention to me. I feel like everybody's obsessed with me. And I'm like, leave me alone. What do you want me to do? Get off the treadmill and start dancing for you? Like, why is everybody looking at me? Like, what do you want me to, what the hell do you want me to do, guys? And somebody says, no, the opposite is true. Nobody cares about you. These people aren't paying attention to you, you know? Gordy asks, do you think it's because you're a narcissist? I've never been diagnosed as having narcissistic personality disorder. I don't think. But I certainly feel like people are looking at me with their peripheral vision. And I know, like, my parents used to make me feel emotionally naked. They used to, um, you know, do thought broadcasting. And I think Dr. Copland said, you know, I have schizoaffective disorder. That's what it is for the most part. But there's some narcissistic preoccupations. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm not. I mean, I don't know if narcissistic preoccupations means there's, you know, narcissism here, but or if it's just. Yeah, I mean, I think I think what he meant by that was obviously the performance on camera, um, the picture taking is, you know, narcissistic. He says you do things that are narcissistic, but you don't have narcissistic personality disorder. So, you know, obviously performing on camera, being the center of attention. Somebody says Dr. Copland likes to change things up. Yeah, he also said you don't have schizoaffective, you have delusional disorder. He also said you have bipolar 1 disorder. So things change, you know. I think he said, but true narcissists, you know, I think he said, you know, the reason he doesn't think I have true narcissistic personality disorder is because I'm constantly making myself the butt of the joke, self-deprecating, laughing at myself. And somebody who truly has narcissistic personality disorder takes themselves very seriously. They can't be humiliated, they can't be degraded, they can't be a laughing stock. You know, I think somebody who truly has narcissistic personality disorder can be the butt of the joke. They take themselves way too seriously for that to be the case. You know, so I think that was one of the reasons he thought I did not have that. Somebody says delusional disorder is hard to treat, I'm told. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I definitely suffer from delusions, that's for sure. I definitely suffer from delusions and psychosis. It might be schizoaffective disorder, though, too. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not an expert in mental health. Somebody says, I'd like to see Andrew do the newest dance trend on TikTok. Oh, yeah, I'll dance for you guys. Somebody wants me to get out the black latex collar. I'll leave that alone for now. Somebody says, what kind of dance would you do at the gym? I'd get off the treadmill and start doing the stroke. Let me do that for you guys. This is what I do at the gym. And then they'll say, all right, now I say, what the hell do you guys want from me? Do you want me to get off the treadmill and start dancing for you? What the hell do you want me to do? The stroke! That's the stroke! So he says, that's the stroke. That's the stroke. That's poolside dancing, PSD. Somebody says the stroke has become more literal, literal in recent years. Yeah, maybe I do have neurological damage. You never know. You never know. Erie says, you looking kind of stiff. You feeling okay? Yeah, I slept the wrong way. My neck kind of hurts. I think that's kind of the reason I'm feeling kind of stiff. My neck is like, you know what I mean? You feel me? Or am I being obtuse? Somebody says, did you read the Goosebumps books by R.L. Stine in your childhood, Andrew? Yeah, I owned all of them, actually. My father bought me every single Goosebumps book. I think I read the one with, like, the Slappy, but I didn't actually read them. I just collected the books. They were like collector's items. I didn't actually read. Somebody says, you remind me of Slappy. I think they were the Goosebumps books tried to get children into horror, tried to get children into reading, and it's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, you know. Somebody says, have you ever thought about getting a puppet? No. Somebody says, do you ever read Goosebumps books and thinks it's about you? And thinks it's about you. Thinks. No, that's not plural. Think it's about you. Not really, Erie. Not really. So I got a, I think it's a fair, or maybe it's a block party or something like that in Lawrence on Sunday, but it's a far drive. Some people want me to be the chauffeur and drive. I'm like, I don't feel like going. I don't really know where Lawrence is. It's by the city. I don't drive far. I don't drive on the parkways. I don't don't go anywhere. You know, so maybe I'll go. I mean, it's better than sitting in my room and lying in bed all day, but somebody says, do you ever think you'll mow the lawn and terrorize your stepfather? Maybe there'll be a 180. Maybe I'll mow the lawn and start terrorizing my stepfather. Yes. That's certainly an interesting theory. Somebody says, have you ever driven on the sidewalk? I don't think so either. Well, I mean, I got into a car accident, but I don't think I've ever driven on the sidewalk. But I mean, I've gone up on the curb before. I don't think my car has ever actually got on the sidewalk, though, which is good. I've flattened tires, by hitting the curb. But yeah, I don't think I've ever driven on the sidewalk. Yeah, never hit anybody with my car, thankfully. Hopefully that never happens. That'd be a real nightmare. What do you do in that situation? Do you call the police? I guess that's what you do. Thankfully, I've never hit anybody with my car, and hopefully that never happens. Even if you're doing all the right things, and it could happen. Like today, for example, there was some guy who just walked right in front of my car, and he was arrogant about it. I'm like, hey, I stopped, I saw him, I observed the rules of the road, but hey, dude, are you suicidal? Like, do you want to get hit by a car? You know, I stopped. I braked for him. He was crossing Hempstead Turnpike. You know, he just didn't care. I'm like, okay, you know, but you know, I stopped for him though. Okay, I gotta go. I think my dinner's here, guys. Peace out.